What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Swiftly back with another NBA 2K video. Now, I know I haven't been really uploading 2K stuff lately because I've been kind of, focused on other things and playing other things or whatever. But we actually have gotten some recent news for NBA 2K. So with that being said, I'm here bringing you guys the news. So as you can see on your screen, today's episode, we are going to be talking about the new badges, or quote-unquote new badges, that are going to be in NBA 2K25. And then as you can see on your screen, this is a screenshot from the recent live stream that they had or whatever, showing off some of the new information about NBA 2K. And as you can see on your screen, these 40 badges are going to be the badges present in NBA 2K25 at launch. These are the only badges in the game, to my knowledge, as far as like gameplay. This doesn't show like personality badges or anything like that, but this is just the badges from gameplay. And one of the first things that we notice is that there are fewer badges in NBA 2K25. There are only 40 badges in NBA 2K25, and as you can see on your screen, there are only 5 shooting badges, which is huge because we're used to there always being at least 10 plus shooting badges at a minimum in every iteration of 2K. I think this is the least amount of shooting badges in NBA 2K since they added badges to the game. Now, because of this is going to be extremely crazy, as far as shooting, because, they can't just add a badge into the game. That's going to affect so many, things gameplay-wise, that I don't think that they could just throw back, this badge or throw in that badge, just randomly, you know what I mean? Like, for example, corner specialist. There is no more corner specialist. I don't think in the middle of the year, January, February, they could just program in corner specialists. I don't think it's just, as easy to do that without affecting and breaking and messing up other things in the game, other badges working the way they're supposed to work. So I think that's huge that we're only seeing 5 shooting badges. And that can really mean a ton of things as well, too. Now, I know for most of you, the first thing you might think is that shooting might actually be a skill gap this year. Nah. We know how 2K works, and I think 25 will be more of the same, where they eventually bend the knee and tweak and make shooting easier and easier as the year goes on. So for me, my guess is that they'll probably combine badges into 1 or 2 or even 3 badges into 1, which is better. Less clutter, less badges, less mistakes to be made, because if there is only 5 badges that shooting wise that you need to account for versus, let's say, 20 shooting badges, for newer players it can be kind of confusing. It can kind of be a cluster of like, damn, do I need clutch shooter? Damn, do I need set shooter? Damn, do I need this? Do I need that? And it's like a lot of badges you really don't need, or don't need at such a high level. But a newer player, or a player that's like recently come to the franchise, wouldn't know that. So then they're screwing up their build a little bit better, like, a little worse or whatever, because they didn't count that they need Deadeye or Limitless Range or this or that. But with this only being 5 shooting badges, it's a lot easier to plan your builds for. And personally, I think that's the way 2K should go anyway. I think the less badges, the better. I mean, I came from a pre-badges, even when it came to Madden, I came from a weapons system of Madden, a pre-badges system of 2K. So the more that they remove badges and focus more on attributes and skill, I think the better the game will be. That's just my opinion. Now, we are going to talk about some of the badges that were removed completely. Starting with the finishing, which was the whistle badge, which was removed. Whistle is not in NBA 2K25. Green Machine, Comeback Kid, Midi Magician, and Free Points were removed as far as shooting badges go, that aren't back in here in any aspect. And the real big one to me is Green Machine, as that was like one of my really big badges for the last 2 years. As they tried to make shooting more of a skill gap and make shooting a little bit harder, more difficult, Green Machine has always been like a really important badge to have for you to consistently be a good shooter. Comeback Kid, not so much, because, if you're using Comeback Kid, that means like, you're constantly down, you're constantly losing matches, which isn't very good. Midi Magician, I know a lot of people went crazy this year with that Midi Magician, utilizing that mid-range. I think this is a really big one, especially since they claim that they're making the courts bigger, or that the player models are going to be more accurate to the court size or whatever. Like the ratio to player model to court is going to be a lot more realistic, so that the court is going to look and feel bigger. I think that's going to take a hit to midi magician, because the mid range is going to be even more useful than this year if we got that much more room on the courts or whatever. And then free points, I think, was also a really big one going missing. Now, I know most people don't play, 5v5, but in the 5v5 setting, with free throws being a lot more difficult this year, and free throws not having a green window and all of that stuff, free throw shooting just being genuinely more difficult this year, I think them removing free points is, it could be dastardly, because we don't know if that is going to affect, free throw shooting. Is free throw shooting going to be like how it was in 24, or is it going to be more like how it was pre-24 and 23, 22, where you could just slap on a 70 free throw and still shoot like 95, 96% from free throw? Like, we don't know what we're getting free throw wise, so this could be bad or, not much of a big deal. Moving on to playmaking, we have relay passer, we have touch passer, we have post playmaker, and we have hyperdrive. Now, for these badges, really only like two of these badges really affect me, and that's going to be touch passer, and that's going to be hyperdrive. Relay passer, I kind of expected it to leave, because if you've noticed, relay passer pops up like once every 2 years. They bring it back, then they let it go, then they bring it back, then they let it go, then they bring it back. So relay passer is not much of a shocker in my opinion, because this badge is always getting, brought back and then cooked and then brought back. Like, it's like basically like a guest appearance on a TV show or a sitcom. It's like, oh, our views down a little bit. All right, let's bring back relay passer. People haven't said much about relay passer in a minute. Let's bring back relay passer this year. Just to switch things up, to get people talking or whatever. But nobody really cares, I don't think. Touch passer, I'm going to fill that one. I really like touch passer. I like really making those quick passes. As soon as somebody passes it to me, if I see somebody in the right corner or something, I'm already tapping that pass button to get that pass to them. So touch passer, that one sucks. And hyperdrive, I like to push the fast break. Hyperdrive is very important for that. That kind of sucks. Post playmaker is another good one, for my bigs that like to post up, work down low in the low post, even in the high post. Post playmaker, very valuable badge. Basically like another version of Dimer. For those dudes who did like to play make out of the post, like a Jokic or whatever, they're going to fill that one. But for me, it's more about hyperdrive and touch passer being gone. And then finally, for the defense and rebounding badges, we have 94 feet, we have workhorse, and we have right stick ripper. Now, if you watch my videos, you know how much I was always, endorsing badges like right stick ripper and 94 feet. For those who want to play better defense, right stick ripper, again, it kind of sucks that it's out of the game, but I just hope that 2K still allows us to reach with the right stick. Even if we aren't getting a boost for it, please let me reach with the right stick. I mean, we should still get a boost for it, but not to the extent of right stick ripper. I'm thinking like maybe if you reach and time it properly with the right stick, you get like the boost that you would get with like maybe a bronze. But outside of that, I don't think it should be any higher of a boost or whatever. But you should be rewarded for knowing when to reach and which side to reach on for the ball and stuff. Like, that should play a part in playing defense, because it does make defense a skill gap versus dudes just mashing square and praying to get an animation, So that's why I liked right stick ripper so much, because it made a skill gap. I was averaging like around 2.8 steals per game on a build that had like a 75 steal or 72 steal, whatever the requirement was for bronze. I think it was like 71 or 72 for like right stick ripper and glove or whatever. But another one that's going to hurt is 94 feet. I always love pressing the ball. I'm annoying as hell when I play rec. If I'm at the point guard position, I'm always pressing ball, and people don't understand how underrated that is, because just taking 4 seconds off the clock, for the team bringing the ball up or the PG bringing the ball up can be very significant in you getting an overall stop. You don't let them get comfortable. Sometimes you can make them even take, 6 to almost 8 seconds off the clock, depending on if you're pressing and if you're guarding a dribble head that don't want to just throw the ball up to his teammate. He got to show off and show that you can't box him, that you can't press him. So he'll do all of these dribble moves, and now he's taking 6 to 7 seconds off the shot clock. So now instead of them having like 22 seconds or 21 seconds to create offense to get a basket, they now have like 14 seconds of the shot clock to now to get a good basket, So it can be very useful and, just causing havoc on defense because nobody likes being pressed. Like, even me as a player, I would consider myself above average player. I hate getting pressed. There's nothing worse than somebody that just wants to press you over and over and over again. But let's move on to our next image, which you see we have our boy Jake Forever Random making sure that people give him his props for his his graphic or whatever, because he got his name all over this shit, bro. Hey, man, shout out to Jake Forever Random, bro. Yeah, man, these are the badges, I'm guessing, that are not going to be making its way back. So as you can see, he put like a rest in peace to any badges that were, cut out of this. And then he also looked to have combined any badges that were in one. So you see, for example, layup mixmaster says improves the player's ability to finish fancy or acrobatic layups successfully. You can see he put pro touch and scooper into this one. So I'm guessing all of these badges are combined. Same thing with acrobat and aerial wizard, flow game and bunny or whatever like that. I'm guessing these are going to be badges that he feels are going to be combined into these badges or whatever, based on what we're seeing or whatever. And then the RIP are the badges that are not going to make it in there or whatever, that are just completely removed. So looking at the new badges, we see a couple of new badges. Layup Mixmaster is a new badge. Paint Prodigy is a new badge. Physical Finisher by Name is a new badge, but this just looks like contact finisher or whatever. So this ain't really much to woe about. Post Powerhouse, another one by name, is new. Post Up Poet, another one that's new by name. What we have, Mini Marksman is another one that we have that it looks new. Set Shot Specialist, which I guess technically by name is new. Shifty Shooter is another one that is new. Ankle Assassin by name is also new. Lightning Launch, Strong Handle, also new by name. And then Versatile Visionary. Then for the defensive side of things, we have High Flying Denier, which is also new by name. We have On Ball Menace, which isn't just Menace, is On Ball Menace, which is new by name. We have Paint Patroller, which is also a new badge by name. So we have a couple of new ones with some descriptions and stuff like that. It looks real interesting, I guess. I mean, for the most part, these just look like badges that they just renamed. And, they do this every 2 years or so. They just rename badges. They add badges into other badges just to make the game seem fresh and exciting and new. Like, oh, man, we don't have Posterizer no more. Oh, man, we don't have Slithery anymore. We have Physical Finisher. We have Paint Prodigy. But it's just more of the same. We've seen this cycle, multiple times when it comes to 2K. So that you'll have to excuse me if I'm not super excited or anything or impressed by any of this, because we watch the same thing year after year after year, and I cover this year after year after year. So it's just more of the same to me. I just hope the game is good, And then moving on, we have badge elevators, as you can see on the screen. So it says, new in NBA 2K25, badge elevators can permanently boost an individual badge of your choice up to 3 levels within its max potential. For example, if your badge is currently at bronze but has a max potential of legend, it can immediately be boosted up to 3 levels from bronze to silver to gold to Hall of Fame. These will be available to unlock throughout the year from season level rewards. Badge elevators earned in seasons 1 and 4 can boost your badges up to 2 levels, and those earned in seasons 5 through 8 can boost your badges up to 3 levels, which means and this is the totally thing that I did forget to mention throughout this video, is that they added a new badge level, which is called Legendary. So, and they didn't take any badge levels out, so we still have 4 of the normal badge levels that we see in Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Hall of Fame, as you can see here in this graphic. But now they added a 5th level, which is Legendary, that your badge can go up to, which is like the red badge or whatever. So, you know, Bronze, Silver, Gold, those colors, purple for Hall of Fame, and then now red would be the Legendary badge, or the Legendary version of the badge, which I think has been the most interesting and, you know, most notable change about the game this year, because nobody knows what the exact boost percentage is going to be for these legendary badges. So I know everybody's going to be grinding, especially since they got rid of regression as well too. Your badges will never fall or go down, so now you just got to grind to get your badge up to whatever level it goes to, and once it gets to that level, then you're set. It's just going to stay at that level. So I think for a lot of people, like, this is going to be useful, but it's also going to be unuseful, because the badges, I mean, it's going to be useful for when you make a new build later on in the year. I can see this being useful, but think about it. If you are making your build September 8th, the very first day the game comes out, and you can only boost your badges up by 2 levels, and you can, and you're probably only going to get maybe 2 badge elevators or 1 badge elevator. You might get a level 1 badge elevator, and you might get a level 2 badge elevator, right? In seasons 1 through 4. So that means you can only boost your levels up by 1 or 2 levels, which means that by the time you even get to season 5, most of your 3, 4, 5, however many builds you have will be maxed out. You won't even really use these unless you make new builds. So to me, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's interesting, though, especially with the 5th level of, you know, Legendary. It's very interesting. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. It's been your boy Swiftly. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out, y'all. Peace.